Welcome to Insights from an Autistic. I am Arman Khodaei, an individual on the autism spectrum. Today's subject is: should autism and/or Asperger's syndrome be cured? To first answer the question, if I had the choice myself, I would not choose to be cured. Why would I? I mean, I've got so far to where I'm at, where I'm able to, interact in the world. Yes, a lot of things stop me in some ways, like anxiety, OCD tendencies, perhaps still kind of a lack of understanding of people, but I'm getting better and I'm always finding ways to cope with that. And there's a lot of good things I like about me that the autism gives me, so, I'd be a completely different person. And how would a cure even work for me? But what about other people on the spectrum? There are those who, most people on the spectrum that are mildly impacted to high functioning, from what I've read, do not have a desire to be cured. I've actually know of one person that desires to be cured, which is kind of surprising to me, because that person has a lot of potential and has actually achieved a lot, but a lot of things just make that hard for that person. But overall, every other person I know that I've asked on the spectrum has no desire to be cured. So here's the thing. All right, say somebody is very severely impacted. I think it becomes a parental decision then if, say, a cure were to exist, because if someone is really severely impacted where it causes a lot of stress in the family, financial burdens where you can't do anything, and this takes away all the time, so you get no sleep, have no life whatsoever, where just everything is a drag, and your whole life is just completely stressful and dragged down. And this happens even even to the point where the kid's an adult and you still have to change the diapers or whatever. Then yeah, when it's that severe, I believe that the parent deserves to have a choice in that matter. Now, if the individual with autism has reasonable cognitive abilities, I think that they have a right to choose whether or not to be cured, or even to an extent, maybe a cure should not exist, depending on how far someone is. It's a tough call. Well, if someone really wants to be cured of autism and a cure did exist, I guess they have every right to have that cure, and that's a personal decision. And so, but let's say that they're 6 years old and they don't have that cognitive function, but it's believed that further down the line that this individual is going to really become somewhat successful and all that. I don't think the parent should necessarily have the decision. If this kid's being mainstreamed or whatever the case may be, or is mainstreamed with some supports, or whatever, when the kid's old enough, then he should have the decision, because I think that's a major life decision. And you're saying, do I want to change? It's like you don't accept your child, and you're completely changing who the child is to somebody completely different. And that's an important thing. I actually, overall, I do not support an autism cure. Overall, I don't. Like I said, if the child is very severely impacted, I do believe that the parent has the right, because I understand that can really destroy families and other people and cause a lot of problems. But autism, it makes somebody who they are. It's not just like losing a limb or something. It's a part of somebody's personality. It is that individual, and I've kind of seen it as a form of killing. It's like you're destroying who this person is, in my opinion. And if this kid, is happy as they are right now and everything like that, it's a real darn shame to just destroy them, especially if they have mild autism or high function autism or Asperger's syndrome. Instead of building them up and empowering them to just get a cure like that, that's just a quick BS solution, in my opinion. And I think it's a darn shame, if something like that were to happen. maybe I'm a bit judgmental in this regard. I don't know. Well, I'm not trying to judge anybody for that. It's more like I just don't think it's an appropriate action to take. I think that it is kind of murder in a way. Maybe you think you have a completely different kid. Is that something that you really want? It's like, do you accept your child for who they are? That's the real question. And I think it's important to accept your child for who they are, because everybody's unique, everybody's different, and everybody has their pluses and minuses. And there's a lot of great things about autism. There's a lot of sweetness and kindness and caringness and intelligence and ability to see the world in a different perspective, among many other great things. So I think there's a lot of positive aspects. So should autism be cured? When someone's not as impacted by it, I really don't think so overall, unless they really want that cured. If it's very impactful, it becomes a parental decision. And I don't, some parents believe that they have every right to determine their child's future and impact their lives and shape them to be up who they are. But if someone's born a certain way, I don't believe that the parent should have that level of control. As a matter of fact, I think some parents are absolute control freaks to the absolute extreme, and they think they know what's best for the child. I kind of disagree. You have to allow the child to be who they are, and there's the point where I think it's too much. So that is what I have to say about should autism be cured. Anyway, thank you for watching this video, and I wish everybody a most awesome day of Awesomeness. Thank you.